Hello everyone and welcome to RPG Limit Break, and welcome into the third place match, the bronze match, whichever you want to call it, of the 2021 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. Alongside LOZ Cards Fan 23, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and we have, as obviously seen to get to this point, a couple of fantastic runners in Smashy taking on Chromataclysm.
Yeah, that's right. To recap what had happened to get to this point, it was Chromataclysm, the number 28 seed, making a fantastic run, only to get shut out 2-0 against Chromataclysm to get to the bronze medal match. And then we have Smashy, who was in a very, very intriguing matchup against Tilo, coming down to the wire, back and forth they went. But in the end, it was Smashy who fell to Tilo. So those two are in the bronze medal game. And unlike the championship, which is a best of 3, this is going to be a best of 1. So the winner of tonight's match will be our third place finisher in this year's Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament.
We are getting right underway here, and we've got a magic key to start. We got 2 magic. Okay. Joker. All 3 chests are magic keys.
Yes, that means all you have to do is answer one question from any category, and you automatically win the game.
No, that doesn't... Yeah, not quite the Joker's Wild here, although I figured you'd jump right on that when I set it up here.
Oh, you better believe it.
Immediate access to the treasury here, where we've got gold, we've got a fairy water, looks like we've got... I think that was an herb.
And we did see some wings as well. Yeah, that is good news that we do see a gold grind. And look at this. Chromataclysm taking advantage immediately.
Well, the gold will allow both of our runners to be able to purchase more keys in the back of Tanagal here, since you need a key to get back there. So this is a very rapid-fire start here. We didn't even mention what all they need to do.
Yeah, that's right.
We have a grind on one side here and key purchases on the other. I can quick get that out of the way.
Go for it.
The object of Dragon Warrior is for our racers to find and defeat the evil Dragon Lord, and they'll need to collect certain key items to trade in for the Rainbow Drop, which will allow the runners to enter Sherlock Castle, the home of the Dragon Lord. They'll also be fighting enemies one at a time to gain experience and levels to get stronger, as well as gold to purchase weapons, armor, and items to help in their quest. And in the basement we have Garen's Grave, it looks like.
Yeah, based on the general directions that Smashy was going, and yeah, Garen's Grave, a little bit too early to make any kind of dive, but it is something that Smashy will keep in the back of his mind. Meanwhile, we see Chromataclysm continuing to grind on gold, taking advantage of that gold glitch there between 500 and 755 gold pieces each time we pick it up. Smashy, though, runs smack dab into a golem, takes his first death, back to start. I would imagine that Chromataclysm, he's going to save his progress once he gets that gold. He stops at about 30,000 gold, so that's enough money to purchase both the, we've got not Erdrick's sword, but the Flame Sword, we've got the Magic Armor, and the Silver Shield, if that's the direction Chromataclysm wants to go in. But we don't see any towns nearby where Smashy is at the moment, so this could take a few attempts, potentially.
Yeah, this is rather interesting here. Chromataclysm stopping short of 32,300 gold, which would be enough to buy all of the best weapons and armor that money can buy. The Flame Sword for 9,800 gold, the Magic Armor for 7,700, and the Silver Shield for 14,800. My guess is Chromataclysm figures, alright, if I take a death, I'll still have 15,000, enough to get a Silver Shield, but it's still a unique total to go for.
Alright, so, Drakey's have heal more. That is nasty to see in this early stage of the game. One of those early enemies that you see, 4 to 5 HP for 3 experience points. And down it goes for Chromataclysm, the first experience points on the board for Chromataclysm.
And still in that base zone, and this should be enough to get level 2 here.
It is.
We'll see.
Let's see if we get a nice big boost here for the very first level. We have got 4 power, 008 MP, and we've learned Sleep and Healmore. Well, the Healmore is great except just one problem. One, it costs 8 to use, and two, we've only got 24 HP. So now Chromataclysm's job, try to find a town, but so far, nothing. There's level 4 Smashy as well.
Yeah, this is some dangerous territory that Chromataclysm's in, as a little wandering outside of the zone, and you'll run into an enemy that can 86 you quickly here, but it looks like there aren't any nearby towns. Now he's just going to make a gung-ho run for it.
Ooh, it's a poltergeist, can't escape, loses 5 HP, able to escape the second attempt, and is he trying to get back home to maybe save his progress again? It's looking like it. No, he's looking to the west, see if he can find anything, and there's a scorpion. Able to escape. Smashy, meanwhile, continue to do the early grind near the castle, and that Drakey will send him back to start. Right now, he's 6 points away from level 3, and it looks like Chromataclysm is going to settle on a grind near start as well, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that gold is just kind of hanging over Chromataclysm's head like the sword of Damocles, as there's an excellent move, a nice critical hit here.
Looks like Smashy threw the wings up. I guess he thought about doing some kind of grind, but changed his mind.
Well, there's a couple of interesting options here. There were fairy waters in the Tantagel Treasury that can be used as a weapon in battle and can do 9 to 16 hit points of damage.
Meanwhile, this Drakey giving Chromataclysm the business here with all of these Healmores. That's got to be a 75% Healmore move for the Drakeys there, because keeps using it over and over when he gets to 4. And this particularly Drakey is 5, and Chromataclysm decides to give up there, and I can't blame him.
So for those who just joined us, and your hunch was correct there, as we see our tracker Cammy and Renikai putting up the stats of the Drakey, and yep, 75% heal more. So yeah, it's for those who are joining us a little bit late. The throne room was all keys. All 3 chests were keys, and that allowed our runners to access Tantagel Treasury early. And Chromataclysm attempted a level 1 gold grind, and
a mid-tier enemy in Wolves has DL2 breath, and that is bad news for both of these runners right there. Yep, you did mention the 75% heal more there for the Drakeys. We did get level 3 for Smashy. Some attack power, 0 agility, 0 defensive points, and a few HP. So, have another lackluster level, although we did learn another spell in the process.
So that is the second consecutive level where there's been a gain of 0 agility.
Yep, 2 double-0 levels in a row to start things off for these runners. Next level is at 35 HP. As Chromataclysm refills the magic here at Tantagel Castle, and we'll go back to the grind. But what's really concerning for Chromataclysm is we've seen it on both sides of the board here. No towns nearby, and with dangerous enemies like these wolves and golems here, to me, very concerning for Chromataclysm. We'll see how this plays out.
Most certainly, as now we see a Druid here, and it looks like Chromataclysm trying to venture outward, and this is...
Oh, this is where he's going to see it, and there's the ambush.
There's the DL2 breath.
And now Chromataclysm knows himself, so there goes half of his gold right there. He just lost 15,082 or 3. 83, it rounds up, so whew, you hate to see it.
Oh, man.
And now going to save it again, so I guess this time if he takes a death, he might be dead set trying to find a town here, but yeah, that's kind of the risk you take, Freron Burgundy, when you do that early gold grind. If there's no towns nearby, and you've got enemies that have a lot of nasty stuff, that's more of a time sink right there than anything, and that could be an advantage for Smashy.
Well, it hasn't been thus far both around the same level here, and now Chromataclysm gonna double back here, has 1 key, recognizes, alright, I need to use some gold to buy more keys.
Yeah, plus he'll be able to check the stairs there. He'll find out about Garen's grave and will escape immediately. Level 4 for Smashy with 3 power, 7 agility, 7 HP, 3 MP, and we have learned just a bit outside. Try the corner and missed. Ooh, poltergeists have the baby breath. Another nasty element. We hadn't seen that on either side of the board, and back to start. Smashy goes again, and a stone man immediately, and he gets walloped, and he's gonna reset.
And with that 8 MP, I have a feeling that Chromataclysm might be more set on using that for a heal more, opting to avoid the spell of sleep that can be used on the stone man. It's got about a 87.5% chance of hitting.
Let me take a look here.
2 out of 16 resistance.
Correct. Yep, 87.5% chance. You are correct about that.
Yay, numbers.
Well, Smashy looks like he is at least going to give it a shot here.
Oh no.
Another enemy with DL2 breath. This time it's the Drakemas. So now the Drakemas and the Wolves both have DL2 breath. Again, both of them mid-tier enemies to grind on. So I'm going to start for both of these runners. And now a Stall Wyvern and Chromataclysm. This is the problem I was referring to, because right now Chromataclysm feels like he's trying to keep that money to buy something nice, but right now it's just not working for him. And the more problems that Chromataclysm has with these resets here, Smashy could build quite a lead on him.
Most certainly, although Smashy looks to be going back to the Garen's Grave basement well here, and is going to take on a Magician.
To me, it sounds like he at least wants to get the first chest in the grave.
Yeah, those 3 chests are definitely tempting, and if it, let's say, has one of Erdrick's gear, preferably the sword or armor, it could be a huge game changer. We do see we have gold, an herb, and some more gold.
Alright, so not exactly the prizes Smashy was hoping to find here in Garen's grave. So that leaves us with, I believe, 2 more chests.
Chromataclysm going to utilize sleep here on the wolf to be able to run away, but now doesn't have the resources to cast heal more. Does use an herb.
Oh
and
no!
And there's the fire breath, and there's the reset.
Yeah, and this is just costing Chromataclysm time here. I mean, right now, it's not burned him at the moment because, you know, Smashy hasn't found anything really important in Garen's grave, but that is not stopping Smashy right now. He's going to try to find those other chests, you know, at least for the moment. It doesn't look like there's anything particularly nasty here. And as I said, well, it's just hurt.
For Chromataclysm, this is a high-risk, high-reward situation.
And I totally understand it. He knows who he's up against in terms of Smashy. I mean, Smashy, one of the best in the business, who's been in the Nightlies time in and time out, and easily could have been in the Grand Championship himself, has just has run into a buzzsaw by the name of Tilo. But Chromataclysm, another death to Wolves there.
And there's the Stone Man sending Smashy back.
Another poltergeist. This time Chromataclysm escapes. Might try to go to the east this time. Takes down a red slime. Now will Smashy, well, if he wanted to try to do the gold grind, this this guard is doing his best Dikembe Mutombo impression.
Well, it looks like in this case it's,
Oh, he's going for the herbs.
We're going for the fairy water grind. Okay.
Aha! It makes sense. thing with Fairy Water is that it does 9 to 16 HP of damage. Could be useful against the Dragon Lord if this is one of those high HP, low attack power, borderline Sherlock dive seeds. So I like this play by Smashy.
Yeah, this is something that chat was kind of putting their eye on maybe about 10 minutes ago as a possibility. As you see Smashy now utilizing it here against the Warlock with great success, is able to two-shot it. That's going to be enough for level 5.
Yeah, got some nice rolls there from the Fairy Water, and we've got 0, 1, 3, 1. Very underwhelming level there.
Was that even a level?
Yeah, right. Smashy gonna go for it again. And 2 shots at the end with a 15 and a 13. You love to see it because Warlocks have between 21 and 28. With those 2 throws, he covered the entire spread there.
Always good to cover the spread.
And another Warlock. He's gonna do it again, folks, because with this Warlock right here would put him within just 10 points. 14... and 13, and he almost covers the entire spread, but that was enough. He's 10 away now.
Yeah, one more Warlock will do. And happens to have 2 Fairy Waters, and... Ooh, well, I guess will a melee be able to work at that point? No, it doesn't matter.
It was a low-rolling HP Warlock, only got 22, but that was enough. Next level is 10 power, 7 agility, 0 HP, 4 MP, and...
Oh, boy.
Oh, that is the reason why sometimes doing that gold grind early, Bergs, can backfire, because now Smashy has the hurt more. Now, he only has 16 MP, but if he finds something like, I don't know, say, Axe Knights, he could really bolster that lead against Chromataclysm in the experience.
Well, we have already seen a Star Wyvern, and that gives 105 experience, so that would already be a bit of a game changer. I mean, that's already more than double what Chromataclysm has in the first 16 minutes in terms of experience.
We see our first dragon on the board was a blue dragon, but Smashy with that 27 agility was able to escape. Wants to use that hurt more on something more feasible to take down. This Wraith Knight is definitely a great enemy to use it on hurt more.
Yep, only a 3 out of 16 resistance, so about an 81.5% chance of hitting, but still pretty good. And there's that aforementioned Star Wyvern. It's not a guarantee, but he gets it.
Nice, and that is 360 points. Another level for Smashy. Here we go. 14 power, 11 agility, 4 HP, 9 MP, and we've learned Hurt and Stop spell. My goodness, they've already got the spells necessary to go, and we have a cave on Smashy's side. Let's take a look. I have no idea what cave it is.
Able to move 1 step up. I think this is Swamp South.
Swamp South, yeah, it's definitely not Tablet Cave because Tablet has no enemies, but yep, it is Swamp South. So we could check the spike tile, or he might head for the north. Looks like he's heading to the north exit. Now he could have used, well, he doesn't have enough MP. We could have used outside to escape. Though there's a Star Wyvern. He escapes.
Yeah, all those burnt Hurtmores. Whoa! Look at this!
2 towns and Sherlock, and we start with Cole.
Oh my gosh, so there's a search tile here 4 steps south of the baths, and it has the Stones of Sunlight. That is one of the essential items needed.
That is correct. We need the Silver Harp to trade into the Trade-In Cave to get a Staff of Rain. Gonna buy a Hand Axe. That's a nice solid attack boost right there for Smashy. Also, we need to get Erdrick's Token. Smashy will stay at the end, no doubt about it. Get his MP, and my oh my, Smashy, this is only 18 minutes in, but he's really starting to pull away, and quick.
See what's in the other town. It's Garen.
Oh
so
my
To
goodness.
3 more chests, another cave, another weapon shop, a refill of herbs. And there's all. There's practically all the stuff that Chromataclysm was hoping to have that gold saved for.
And no silver shield, but we did see a flame sword and also the magic armor. Plus, we can go into the armory here in Garen. There's some gold. And we've got the tease, Erdrick's token. That's another piece on the board. And an herb. I'm looking for a jerk right here. Nope, it's another cave. Let's take a look at what it is. Might be...
Mountain.
Nope. Mountain cave it is, yep.
So this is access to 5 more treasure chests, none of them key blocked or anything. Smashy gonna walk this in the dark because that's what the skilled runners do. They save those few seconds by not having to use a torch or cast Radiant, although they don't have Radiant in this case.
Well, they don't have Radiant.
He doesn't have a torch as we look at his inventory.
Yeah, and not only that makes it tough for us commentators. Well, tough for me.
Yeah, it makes it tougher. I mean, there are times where I'm even confused by it, but you look at the...
Oh my goodness! Wow! Erdrick's OP armor in the first chest of Mountain Cave. Oh my goodness. So, Erdrick's armor. Well, let's talk about how OP it is. So, every step that Smashy takes, he'll recover 1 HP. Plus, you are completely... resistant to the swamp tiles and those barrier tiles that take away 15 HP. He'll not take any damage to that. You have reduced damage to the Hurt More. You have reduced damage to Dragon Breath. And, of course, you are resistant to Stop Spell as well. So Smashy, man, he is furthering what already lead he had. This is ridiculous.
I almost want to invoke a line from Futurama here by saying, this isn't a war, it's a Mida.
This isn't a war, it's a Mida. Great minds think alike. A death necklace. And did find a fighter's ring as well, equipped it for an additional 2 attack power points.
So already up to 60 attack, which is a nice supplement to the Hurt More spell. Opting to use the Hurt More on the Drakema, not a terrible strategy, because we've seen that the Drakema has the DL2 breath, as does the Wolf. So
yeah,
rather than take a one-shot kill, is just going to utilize the Hurt More to get rid of it.
Yeah, 12 to 16 HP. I don't know how much damage that 60 attack power hand axe is going to do for Smashy, but he doesn't want to take a chance.
And now the encounter rate being trolly, because anytime you have somewhere to go, all kinds of things get in your way. And it's a cursed belt.
That tells us that at least one of the search tiles is in play, but of course we already knew that because of Cole, and that's all of the chests for Smashy in the mountain cave, so a very efficient dive there.
Yep, gonna stay at the inn, recover that magic. Oh, back attack from the Wolf, and Chromataclysm does get away, but I guess trying to grind up to something here. I believe level 6 is where we have Hurt More.
Yes, that is correct there, Bergs. A golem there on Smashy's side, able to escape. So though we talked about the cursed belt. If we see a cursed belt, obviously at least one of the search tiles in play. But we knew that about Cole. The other 2 search tiles, Hawksness. Oh, and there's a town and a cave, but there's a wolf. That was risky there. If he didn't escape, there was about a 50-50 chance he was going to be burnt to a crisp. And we find Rimuldar.
A little anticlimactic as it's the town where you have access to the keys, but since we were able to get keys at the start,
Meanwhile, Chromataclysm runs into a scorpion, going to try to take it down with just 20 HP left. And there's a silver shield. More. That's all 3 items in that one shop right there, Burgundy.
That's the town that Chromataclysm was hoping would be right by the start, and that gold grind would have paid dividends, as we have the Rainbow Drop Cave. That's where the final trade-in will occur to get that Rainbow Drop to access the Sherlock Castle, the home of the Dragon Lord.
I'll tell you what is concerning. So far, no small shield, no large shield in any of these shops right now, though. Still, a couple of towns we haven't seen yet in Breckenary and Cantlin. Cantlin has the best chances. Chromataclysm now gets level 6, and now he, too, has Hurtmore, but he has no MP left at the moment. And he finds a cave. And that will be the trade-in cave, but no silver harp. So that's a little knowledge chromataclysm has that Smashy currently does not have.
Although chromataclysm has gone in the direction of, well, everything else, or away from everything else but that cave.
Right. Now, that's not to say that chromataclysm could get lucky and find Cantlin or Breckenary, and it's going to have that silver shield, or that flame sword, or that magic armor, but, yeah, it is still concerning here that chromataclysm, he's gotten some good exploration off with what little resources he has, but all it takes is one bad enemy, and yeah, he's trying to avoid those desert tiles, and you certainly can't fault him for making that move.
Yeah, those lighter desert tiles, they have a higher encounter rate, as we have another town here on Smashy's side, and it's the town of Cantlin.
Oh, this could be his large shield right here, as Chromataclysm escapes from that metal scorpion, but he is almost out of resources, and now he finds swampland! And he has no HP!
He gone.
Yep. Meanwhile, a dragon scale has been purchased for Smashy here in Cantlin, so that's an additional 2 defensive points. And now, with the armor, doesn't have to worry about the barrier tiles here. Do we have coordinates? No coordinates tonight.
Alright, so nothing in the overworld. That means that what would normally be in that overworld search spot is going to be in a treasure chest somewhere. We have already seen the Erdrick's armor in a treasure chest, as well as the Erdrick's token, so one of those certainly could have taken the place of a cursed belt.
And as you can see, it looks like Chromataclysm, with the level 6, is like, well, now that I've got Hurtmore, I'm going to give up on the gold there. So, got a bad break there for Chromataclysm, doing the gold grind, and it ends up just not panning out for him. Meanwhile, Smashy is able to escape from that wizard, so now we have a Droll Magi gets ambushed. Hurtmore will be an easy takedown, though.
And meanwhile, a Hurtmore with an easy takedown on the Knight on Chromataclysm's side brings up to 283. And this Star Wyvern could get the level here for Chromataclysm.
Miss! Yeah, you just do not have enough attack power 29 to do damage against that Star Wyvern. You certainly can't fault him. That's where, a Fairy Water could have finished him off, because that would have guaranteed success, even with the minimum roll.
Yeah, I think he utilized it prior to the previous death.
Smashy did find a large shield in Cantlin, so he is sitting pretty right now. Uh-oh, I say that, and he runs into the fun police. And he escapes on 38 agility!
Wow!
What is with Smashy's luck tonight, Bergs? But never mind.
Coming up Smashy.
Never mind. That fun police is like, just where do you think you're going?
Would you believe everything was coming up Smashy?
Missed it by that much. But in any event, we've got level 7 on the board there for Chromataclysm, so he'll get that level up, he'll pick up the hurt and stop spells. But doesn't really matter, like I said, the only 2 spells we don't have are Heal and Radiant, and, we've got basically all the essential spells at level 7. That's about as early as you'll see in a tournament match race.
Oh, chat right on board with me here. Don't tell me I can't get away from the red dragon?
There's a ghost. Right now, 700 points on the dot for Smashy. Next level is at 975. And we see Chromataclysm going to, again, try to do exploration. Again, he needs to find that swamp cave to find all of those towns. They all appear to be on that second continent. Look at this. Smashy now has found the trading cave. No silver harp as of yet. Could very well be in Hawksness or in some chest somewhere.
Well, we're quickly running out of spots here. I didn't mean to continue the Don Adams voice, it just kind of happened. We have the 2 chests deeper in Garen's grave in the basement of Tantagel. There's still the Tablet Cave out there at large, as well as the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight Cave, or the Freebie Cave as it's known. And then we have that search spot in Hawksnest. So those are the only 5 locations that the Silver Harp could be.
Wolf goes down for Smashy with that Hurt More spell, and Chromataclysm gets a Kaishin no Ichigeki on that Droll Magi right there to pick up some good experience points. And another excellent move for Chromataclysm. That's back-to-back.
A couple of back-to-back 1 out of 32 chances, you know. Never tell me the odds, apparently.
Right, but the only thing is, the worst thing that you want is that you see the excellent move only to get dodged, or as I like to call it, getting vipered, because, let's face it, a viper is an excellent dodge. Am I right?
Very good. I think I go with the the Kaishin Negata.
You like that better? I like that too. Yeah, because
there's no wrong answer to that. Either way, it's just no good for when you're dealing with it, and great if your opponent is dealing with it.
Exactly. Yes, and of course, Z-Man is, I believe, the first commentator who brought that up, and Z-Man will be doing commentary tomorrow night for the second game of that Grand Championship between Brian Williams 42 and Tilo, right here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on this same network.
And back into the grave goes Smashy, and we might see a deep dive here.
Look at that. But the Chromataclysm got a Metal Slime, but with the attack power to the strength being well over 20, it escapes immediately. Oh, an Armor Knight! It doesn't have enough for the double Hurt More. Oh, you hate to see it. That could have been a 172 HP or experience points chance there, and he can't escape to boot.
Yeah, a couple of those letters in the alphabet.
Right. Alright, meanwhile, Smashy, he must be back in the grave. Which, to me, makes sense. He still has 2 chests unaccounted for in the grave. The Hurt More did not roll enough there. There's the chest. That's a torch, so a refund of the torch there for Smashy. And that's a level up for Chromataclysm. Level 8 now. That had 2, 0, 6, and 5. Trouble here for Smashy. We got a blue dragon, and that might send him back. Not yet. And use the heal.
Got the heal more.
Escape this time, and runs into a Spectre on the very next step. Just gonna use the Hurt More, take the points, move on. Chromataclysm, now he's finding the cave that he wants. Oh, but the sleep misses! Yeah, but he's able to escape. That's a town, so that is going to be Hawksnest for Chromataclysm. Of
course it is.
So this cave must be the Freebie Cave. But he can't get to... Oh no! AK-47 says, you're not gonna... Oh! Oh, that's Tablet. This is Tablet Cave. I beg your pardon. We've got Tablet Cave on Chromataclysm's side. But we've got a blue dragon that's gonna stop Smashy's progress on that 5th chest.
And Chromataclysm, I think, reluctantly is walking Tablet Cave in the dark.
Well... doesn't have the Radiant spell, and I don't believe he has any torches either. Now, does he have enough MP to cast outside, or is he broke? I think he's broke.
I believe he is as well. I think just 8 HP and 0 MP.
I bet he'd
if my memory serves me right.
I bet he'd love to see Erdrick's sword behind this chest. It's a cursed belt. Well, that does tell us now that Hawksnest Search Tile is in play, because that is the second cursed belt we've seen. He doesn't know that, though, but we do. That's level 9, by the way, for Smashy with 1, 2, 32 HP, 0 MP, but that's a big HP boost.
able to get out, but now Chromataclysm on limited resources is going to get sent back.
Yeah, that was pretty much a one and done there with so little resources there. But again, that's more knowledge for Chromataclysm. But Smashy continuing to go back into Garen's grave, wants that last chest just in case it's something that he needs. That'll give him some peace of mind that he won't have to check it again. But instead, he runs into a ghost, but that ghost is more scared of him than Smashy of the ghost.
Smashy proving he ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Right. Uh-oh, but he might be afraid of this blue dragon. That's what sent him back the last time. But with more HP, he has a much better chance of survival, and he is able to escape on the first attempt. Alright, Smashy has made it to the final chest, and we have got a dragon scale. That's not what he was looking for, but that is, again, peace of mind for Smashy. He is done with that cave.
Okay, so that narrows the Silver Harp to one of two locations. It's either blocked by a monster in Hawksness, or it's in the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight cave.
Absolutely. I would put my money on Hawksness at that point. I mean, Freebie Cave, yes, or as you call it, or as it's called, the Stones of Sunlight Cave. Usually, not always, but usually doesn't have one of those important items. So I think there's a very high probability Hawksness has our harp.
Yeah, and to answer and confirm chat's question, yes, Erdrick's armor, Smashy was able to find in the first chest in the mountain cave on the opening floor of the two.
Yeah, the problem is it's a lot of gauntlets for Chromataclysm to get back to Hawksness. As you can see, that Armor Knight not giving a darn and sending back Chromataclysm to start once again. Meanwhile, Smashy continued to do his exploration, finds a wizard. Can't escape. Does on the second attempt, though. Looks like Chromataclysm's going to give the grave a shot here.
I don't know if Chromataclysm even saw the first three chests.
Oh, that's good news for Smashy. Droll Magi's have Stop Spell, and with Erdrick's armor, it's not going to affect them one bit. It's a wasted move there for the Droll Magi. But that dodge, again, using the Stop Spell, that might be a 75% chancer there. At the very minimum, it's got to be 50%. Just a dead end for Smashy, so it just hits the return button to go back to start. And uh-oh, a wolf for Chromataclysm, but he's ready with that Hurtmore, takes it down.
Yeah, so chat noting that the experience lead from Smashy just a little under 350, but the exploration lead is considerably greater.
Oh, no doubt about it. Smashy's exploration has been really, really good up to this point. Again, the only advantage Chromataclysm has, at least at the moment, is the knowledge of Hawksness. But Smashy, I would imagine, when he keeps exploring, he's going to find it soon. But instead, he finds the Fun Police before he can get to that cave, and that might be the end of his turn.
Yep, the Red Dragon, one of the strongest and most agile enemies in the game, known as the Fun Police, because when they show up, the fun tends to stop.
Or start if you're the people in chat that likes to see runners struggle here, and Smashy is struggling to escape here.
Yeah, Schadenfreude definitely is strong in a lot of cases.
Oh, but he does escape! But only to run into a wizard. He's got a couple steps left to go, and he can't escape from this wizard! Does so, and he... Unbelievable! 3 steps, 3 encounters, down to 2 HP. You can't use Hurtmore because you need 2 of them. And Smashy goes back. Wow! You want to talk about Schadenfreude right there, folks? That was it, Burgundy.
Well, I hate to say that I called it, but the chatting for it is strong.
It really is. So that cave, I guess that's got to be the freebie cave, the Stones of Sunlight cave.
Yeah, chat pretty much has it noted down. Their mindset towards it all is total carnage. I love it.
Level 9 on the board for chromataclysm. Smashy working on this Star Wyvern here and takes it down for another 105 points. Next level is at 1500. Yep, Smashy knows about the Jerk Cave. Chromataclysm does not at the moment. Alright, this time Smashy gets back to the cave. No, that is not the Trading Cave either. No, that was the Swamp Cave.
Chromataclysm is dark walking the grave, I believe here. That was the 4th chest.
Yeah, little does Chromataclysm know that the chests here in the grave are not very fruitful tonight. A pair of sparkle bridges here with some swampland across, but uh-oh, there's an Armor Knight. Gonna go for the double Hurtmore here. There's a 1 in 16 chance that your Hurtmore is going to miss. That one does not miss. That gets the maximum roll. 2 for 2. There's 172 points. And the level for Smashy. Level 10 coming up. Let's take a look at those numbers. We've got 6, 1, 25, and 2. So look at that HP balloon to 108. That is in the green, folks.
Meanwhile, the agility continues to trudge along.
Yeah, that 41 agility is very concerning at this stage of the game. But you want to know what else is concerning? We're at level 10. Look at the MP. 32! That is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm quickly kind of crunching the numbers. I mean, I think they've only gained 29 agility over 9 levels.
Yeah, that is something else.
And I believe, didn't they start with 8 MP? So they've only gained 24 MP.
0 MP they start with.
Oh, they didn't start with 0? Okay.
Yeah, they got 8 after level 2. But since level 2, they've only gained 24.
So 24 and 8 levels, so they're averaging about 3 MP gain per level.
That's a death warp for Chromataclysm. I do believe he got to the bottom of the grave. That just, for all intents and purposes, was a death warp. And yeah, as you can see, with 46 attack power, you're dealing 1 HP of damage.
And I think that was winning a coin flip. Oh no, for Blue Dragon that was, see, you can do 1 to 2 hit points of damage. So that was unfortunate that he only got 1 instead of 2.
By the way, that is a interesting item that I'm seeing Chromataclysm pick up, because again, this is the chest glitch that we're seeing here. The Sword Magidrake, which, if anybody is able to hold on to that Sword Magidrake, it actually does 255 attack power points of damage to all enemies, including the Dragon Lord. And the key word is keeping that item. You don't get to keep it, unfortunately.
I thought the key word was going to be if.
Right. Not happening, though. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Chromataclysm is doing another gold grind. Again, with these resources, now that he's better equipped, this play makes more sense at this point. And you can't fault him for making this move at the beginning of the game. He was hoping for an early town. It just didn't pan out that way. But now that he's got more resources, the move makes more sense for Chromataclysm's case.
Thing, the only town that Chromataclysm has found is Hawksness.
Right. The only town we haven't seen is Breckenary. And yeah, the only town chromataclysm has seen, you're right, is Oxness.
Meanwhile, Smashy did find the freebie cave, or the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight cave. It had a set of wings, so that confirms that the Silver Harp is in Hawksness.
Absolutely. Which means Erdrick's sword has to be in Sherlock, am I right?
That would be correct, and I believe that means that a little later down the line, because I don't want to keep this for another half hour plus, but we'll get to play the Pyramid Game.
Oh, yes, that's going to be great, because the last time we did commentary together, no such luck. And not only do we have the sword in play, not that it really matters to these runners, but also the flute, the fairy flute, would also be in Sherlock too.
I said I didn't want to keep it for the... Oh, for crying out loud. All right, Math Girl for the judges table, Mojo... All right, I'll write these... Take over for a moment. I'm in the bag getting guesses written down.
Me? Armor Knight. Dead. There, I had to do my best Monty impression right there.
Had to do the Monty impression, yep. He's not the best color man in the business for nothing, folks.
We've got 3, 7, 14, and 1 for level 11 on Smashy's side. And here's a Wraith Knight now for Smashy. And going to reserve on those Hurtmores there. Wraith Knights have anywhere between 30 and 40 HP. So it looks like it's a damage race that Smashy will easily win there for another 72 points. Next level is at 3,000. Yeah, that MP refusing to go up. We're now at 33 MP at level 11. We're at 122 HP.
Hey, here's the early-ish Hurtmore. Good luck using it for more than 1 or 2 times.
Right. So there is no suitable grind at the moment with as little MP that we have, and Smashy back to Rimmeldar. And taking a look here. Ooh, the broadsword for Smashy. A nice boost in attack power once again. Now up to a whopping 77 attack power. Right now, the way this seed is shaping up, I mean, the MP is lacking, but I think there's a good probability this is going to be a Death Necklace seed. Unless we get a big bounty of attack power somewhere along the way, I think that Death Necklace is going to be put on.
There's a pretty good likelihood of it, but knowing this game, there could also be 37 strength in a level as well.
Right, or 50 MP. I mean, any of those possibilities could exist, and that would throw Death Necklace out the window.
The experience lead has crept up to over 1,000 here for Smashy now.
It's certainly not insurmountable at this point, but when you find Green Dragons, that's the first appearance of those. Unfortunately, that 62 wasn't enough to get a one-shot, but we'll use the broadsword to finish it off for another 135 points. That's a dead end. That's another Green Dragon. Simultaneous Green Dragons. Let's see if Chromataclysm can get the one-shot. He doesn't either. Green Dragon's kind of tough to get a one-shot. It's 54 to 72 HP. So even if you roll high enough, you still got to hope that it didn't roll above 65. Chromataclysm does with 3 HP left to spare. Got the Green Dragon down for 135 points. Very nice.
Chromataclysm getting the Jobu refill here.
Smashy, that is quite a mountainous dead end. I don't think I've ever seen a dead end with so many mountains on the screen that we just saw on Smashy. Chromataclysm going to use the fairy water in lieu of repel because we have so little MP. So anything that, so you look at that defense, that's just the problem. At 22 defense, he's not going to repel much.
It looks like the most that Chromataclysm would be able to repel would be up to the Drake. Excuse me, up to the Drakema.
Yep, you are correct, because they have exactly 22. We'll float, though, if they don't have anything nasty. This is a nice enemy to get an attack on for 52 points. Unfortunately, they have Baby Breath. Ooh, there's level 12 now for Smashy on the board with 2, 14, 4, and 7. And we've learned Radiant. That's probably the best spell of the two that we wanted to learn here. Now, Chromataclysm has made it back to Sherlock. Looks like he's going to give whatever's on the spike tile a shot if it's something he can take down. He's got to get there first, of course. He's getting ambushed by everything but the kitchen sink, but he's getting close. And he's made it. And we have got... Oh, look at this, an Axe Knight!
Axe Knight in Hawksness.
That's beautiful, and that's a great grind spot unless they have something nasty. One shot, one kill, and that Silver Harp is going to be his. Boom.
Oh, there's a back attack.
Again, we haven't seen anything yet. No Dragon. There's the final town. We find Breckenary on Smashy's side.
Oh, and 52 attack, not enough to melee that Axe Knight. 2 to 5 on the damage range. Little unfortunate.
Yeah, Chromataclysm was hoping that he could just get a chip shot in to finish it off because they have anywhere between 51 and 67, and unfortunately rolled too low on both ends of the spectrum. So that is now 2 unsuccessful gold grinds for Chromataclysm. You really hate to see that, folks.
Yeah, having not found a town, I mean, we're 51 minutes into this seed. Chromataclysm has done 2 different gold grinds, neither of which have panned out. I think at this point there's a little bit of concern and desperation, and you kind of hit a point of, oh gosh, do I want to grind? Do I want to explore? I can't find anything. What's going on? But at least he's going to turn the harp in here.
Yep, he'll get the Staff of Rain, so that is one of the items on his homework checked off.
Another dead end here for Smashy.
Man, this map has just been full of dead ends, Bergs. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dragon Warrior Randomizer maps have a lot of dead ends to begin with, but I think there are more dead ends than we normally see in these maps. Uh-oh. A back attack on an Armor Knight, and he's going to try to escape, and it's probably not going to work. In fact, he gets perfect bid. So the next level's at 4,125 points for Smashy here, as he's trying to find out where that harp is. He needs to find Hawksness. That's the only thing that's keeping Chromataclysm afloat, is Smashy's inability to find Hawksness. Magic Wyvern down for Smashy. That's 83 points. And Magic Wyvern, another good enemy because that's a guaranteed one shot from your Hurt More. Knight, likewise, that's a guaranteed one-shot. Another one for Smashy no, he's not going to use the hurt more. Not going to use the hurt more, wants to reserve it for something else. And yeah, that's good because the Knights have hurt, which does very little damage, especially when you have that armor.
Oh,
Wolf Lords have sleep!
Sleep. Ew.
Yeah, they've got the Wombo Combo Light, does the Wolf Lords. And oh! Tried to put it to sleep, and a miss.
Yeah, the Wolf Lords do have a little bit of sleep resistance. I want to say it's 4 out of 16, so the old 25% chance.
Does manage to take the Wolf Lord down. Now a Madra Wyvern. Yet another guaranteed one-shot there for Smashy as he's approaching level 13 territory. And another Madra Wyvern, but this time decides to run away. And Stone Man cannot escape from it and going to have to use the last heal more. And still can't escape. This is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
And Smashy conserving out of that MP, takes down another Knight for 78, now a Wizard. And Smashy's just found Hawk's Nest. So he's about to be in grind and go mode. He'll know about the Axe Knights, and I don't know if we saw the Swamp Tile spike. Did we see it?
I don't believe we have.
But here we go, Smashy. If he can pull off the one shot, he'll get that silver heart. It's a miss!
Oh!
Hold the phone! Does get it on the second attempt. 58 wasn't enough. Gonna have to use that broadsword to finish it off, and is able to do so.
Yep.
Chromataclysm finally finds a town. He's gonna buy the half plate and a broadsword. And we have just shown the information on the Axe Knight. Nothing nasty, just chop more. That's it.
Yep, of all the towns to find after all this time for Chromataclysm, well, it's Breckenary.
Well, it's better than nothing, but again,
Yeah.
at least he can buy something with the money that he still has in his pocket. Yeah, that's pretty much been the story, as Smashy just picked up his cursed belt, or at least found out about the cursed belt. So now, again, that's old news for Smashy, because he knows about all of the search tiles. Cole also just got the silver harp, and of course, no coordinates tonight.
This is Smashy going through the tablet cave here. It looks, at least I believe so.
Yeah, that is the tablet cave that Smashy is attempting to walk out of. He has no MP, and he makes it out.
Wants to conserve the zero, understand?
Yeah, wants to conserve the zero, and to me it looks like Smashy is gonna do a death warp here. And a Drone Lord down for Smashy. And yep, he's going to try to take down one Axe Knight with that 126 HP. He starts with 15. 29. 44. Next one could do it. 53. No. 63. Next shot will do it, but he's got to connect, and does. So that's another 130 points, and I would imagine Smashy will go right back, take the Death Orb. Yep. And Chromataclysm continuing to explore, finds a green dragon, and he is ambushed. Man, Chromataclysm has just been ambushed left and right tonight by these enemies.
Yeah, this has just been a perfect storm of bad encounter luck and exploration just not going your way, and just everything kind of compounding.
Yeah, Chromataclysm having 2 failed gold grinds to try and get Silver Shield or Flame Sword or Magic Armor. And again, you can't fault Chromataclysm for trying. I mean, he knows who he's up against. He was hoping to maybe get some kind of boost, but just the towns are just so out of the way from Tantazel Castle that you've got to get lucky to survive as long as you can with what little resources you have to start. And you got to grind a long time, just to be ready for some of the mid-tier enemies. That's just how the seed is shaped up. I mean, maybe in any other given seed, this play could have worked out for Chromataclysm. There's level 13, 4, 2, 5, 3, no heal. Of course, that is inconsequential, but yeah, I can hear that groan from you. We're at level 13, and we're at 43 MP. We've gained 35 MP since level 2. At least the agility is starting to get more acceptable at 64. And now we see Smashy trade in the Silver Harp to get the Staff of Rain. He knows where the Jerk Cave is. He can get the Rainbow Drop. So right now, Smashy is in grind and go mode at this point.
And then there's just the unenviable task of where do you go to grind with such little MP?
Yeah, that's another problem. We only have 43 MP. That is 8 hurt mores or 5 heal mores. So yeah, I mean, Hawks is again. I don't know what's on the spike tile in the swamp. I mean, maybe it's an X-Knight there, and it's a little bit more of a fruitful grind. I mean, does Smashy grind for the Flame Sword, buy it, and use that to try to conserve on resources?
I mean, I almost wonder if going to and through Sherlock to get the sword may not be a terrible play, just because if things go awry, you can always cast outside, and you have 2 towns right outside of Sherlock.
I understand the play to go to Sherlock, but remember, only 43 MP. If there's nasty enemies in Sherlock, it's not going to work.
It's not going to last very long.
And we're going to check the spike tile, and we've got... it's the Fun Police. Well, if they don't have anything nasty, I mean, maybe, but... Yeah, with the broadsword, you're just not doing enough damage. This is not a viable grind spot. I mean, if we had a better weapon, it might be. Was Smashy going to go for the YOLO more here? Oh, no, he's not going to go for it.
Dodge.
Didn't matter. It wasn't going to be enough to take it down, but yeah. So that again, essentially Death Warp. Now Chromataclysm knows about the Red Dragon and the Spike, so dinner. The Princess Squilling going to have to settle for dinner in a movie with a Red Dragon. Well, it's the way it goes sometimes, Bergs.
Yeah. What kind of dinner would it... You know what? We're going to just go away. Yeah, we're not going to get into that line of discussion at the moment.
Yeah, next. We go from a red dragon to a blue dragon that ambushes Smashy here. Chromataclysm sees the towns with one step, and he does get away from the golem.
Ooh.
Up again, we've got Garen, and we also have the Stones of Sunlight for Chromataclysm. And I don't believe there are any shields in this town. There were some of the big ticket items here. He's got 5,149 gold.
And no shields in coal.
No, nothing in coal. Yeah, shields are kind of at a premium tonight. And it looks like, yep, Smashy going back to Hawksness. And again, to me, this makes the most sense, even with as little MP as he's got. He's hoping that there might be a big MP boost for level 14. Level 14 will be at 5625. So he's about 1,000 away, so if you do the math, that is still 8 Axe Knights. Yeah, that was 1 down. He has just enough 8 MP in the tank that if they all land and they don't miss or doesn't roll low, and that's a low enough roll that it's not going to take it down, but again, the broadsword will finish the job. As long as he doesn't miss, he will get the level on this dive. Meanwhile, Chromataclysm bought the full plate here in Garen. Again, you can't fault him for that move. There's just one problem, though. He's about to find Erdrick's armor in the mountain cave.
It never fails.
Yep, it's kind of like Zelda Randomizer, which is another game that I do commentary for. It's one of those things. You buy the blue ring, which gives you half damage to enemies for about 250 rupees, and then about 5 minutes later, you bought the blue ring, huh? Well, here you go. Here's the red ring.
I've seen that quite a couple of times as well.
Yep,
well, chat's saying it's RNG manipulation to ensure that the armor's there.
Yep, and Chromataclysm now knows that this is Mountain Cave. Yeah, with the torch, I would have known that would have been Mountain Cave just on that railroad tracks kind of layout look. 31 MP and level 14. Finally, a huge MP boost, Bergs.
I said 37. I was close. 31.
That is a huge MP boost. Now we can use almost 15 hurt mores with our 74 MP and 9 heal mores. Now Chromataclysm gets the Erdrick's armor. Now he has the Death Necklace. He is now also in Grind and Go mode. Of course, he's going to check the rest of the Mountain Cave. He won't find Erdrick's sword here, though, unfortunately.
You figure with the non-Hurtmore offense being as problematic as it's been, even with that broadsword, Chromataclysm is going to try to look for Erdrick's sword in here. And, well, we know that it's not until that final castle.
Chromataclysm will drop the Dragon Scale to pick up the Fighter's Ring for an additional 2 attack power points. Now, once you put on a Dragon Scale or the Fighter's Ring, if you decide to sell or exchange it for something else, as long as you've put it on, you do get to keep the benefits those 2 items have.
It's a little permanent stat boost, kind of like in later Dragon Warrior games, having some sort of a strength seed or agility seed, that type of similar thing.
Chromataclysm just found the Cursed Belt. I believe that's the final item here, and looks like he's going to do a Death Warp himself. Meanwhile, Smashy continuing to grind on Axe Knights en route to the 7,500 points he needs for level 15. Look at this! Chromataclysm gets the Kaishino Ichigeki, trying to do the Death Warp, and does pick up a Stoneman kill of 155 points.
Well, something had to go Chromataclysm's way. Although now, with the time that it's taken to get another encounter, that might be bittersweet.
Yeah, because, he doesn't have the resources to use outside. He does have the resources to use outside. I don't know what he's doing then.
He wants a Death Warp.
I guess so.
He now knows where you can purchase some big-ticket items. He has been banking on that for the last 67 minutes.
Yes, that must be it. But no matter what Chromataclysm tries, and that's going to be level 12 for Chromataclysm.
Or maybe it was just waiting until getting the level before doing the Death Warp. That could be a possibility also.
Yeah, that could be there. And let's take a look at Smashy. He's got 6,000 and something as soon as the ambush is over. 6828. So he's 672 points away. So that's 6 more Axe Knights.
And yeah, even though both of them are in grind and go mode at this point, the experience lead is now crossed 4,000 on Smashy's side.
Yeah, and that's a major problem for Chromataclysm if he wants to try and come back to this race. I mean, we see the stats. MP is lacking. The attack power is lacking. To me, it's going to take a lot of failed dives or something for Chromataclysm to get back into this one as a Snowman. There's the Death Warp that he was looking for. And yep, Chromataclysm is going to go back. He's going to do the gold grind once again. Now that he's much more equipped, he should be able to get some goodies. He finds there is the legendary bamboo pole that we've all wanted to see. So with Erdrick's armor now, he's just going to grind for flame sword and silver shield money. So about 24, 25-ish thousand.
Yeah, not counting a buyback of the sword, 24,600 is what would be needed for both of those items.
Yep, 14,800 plus 9,800, and Smashy looks like going to go back to Hawksness, but he's got a Armor Knight to contend with, so he's going to go for the double hurt more, and is successful. Another 172 points, 32 more points. Well, this Armor Knight will certainly do it. If the game's going to give him Armor Knight, Smashy will gladly accept them.
Yeah, the MP to be able to dish out some punishment certainly helping here. And let's see what 15 brings.
He's looking for some big numbers here, and we've got 12 power, 3 agility, 4 HP, 8 MP. He's looking at those numbers, and 95 attack power. Not enough to make the dive. Even when you do pick up Erdrick's sword, he still isn't going to really have enough to make the big enough dents. Not with these numbers, but we're getting close. But take a look. He's got 136 HP. Now, let's talk about the Death Necklace. So, when you put on the Death Necklace, it does curse you, just like in the vanilla game, but you do get an additional 10 attack power points at the cost of 25% of your maximum HP. So, if you do the math, you are looking at about 102 HP if we put on the Death Necklace, which is enough to survive 2 Dragon Lord breaths. But there's one problem. Look at that defense number. It's at 74. Ideally, you want to be at 86 to survive a melee attack of 48 or less. But at 82, it's 49. 78 is 50. Right now, it could punch for up to 51. Now, the odds of a double 51 Bergs are extremely unlikely, but the situation is there.
And this being Dragon Warrior Randomizer, unlikely odds like that means that there's probably a more realistic chance of about 40% that it's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. But this is one of those situations here. Right now we're at 10 heal mores. If the attack power flatlines, I do think we're going to see a Death Necklace play if that attack power flatlines. If we get a big bounty, though, then yeah, forget it. Because at 136 HP, you have good chances to get doubles.
Well, if the attack power flatlines, we're all going out for drinks because they're still going to be grinding by the time we get back.
Right. Yep, Smashy continuing to do the grind here in Hawksness to just further pull away. He's now over 5,200 points ahead of Chromataclysm.
Of course, unable to get away from the knight, which is not being damage broken yet.
And Chromataclysm is back to Breckenary. Let's see what was in this town. I believe a large shield was here. Ah, there's the big silver shield for Chromataclysm, and look at that. His DP is up to 81. So, one more DP than 49 would be the maximum melee. You know, for most of this race, Burgundy, our agility wasn't looking too good, but right now, Smashy has some nice agility.
Most certainly does.
There's a blue dragon. Oh, he's going to go for it. The first time we've seen a contestant try to take down one of these. We need anywhere between 74 and 98 HP worth of damage to take it down. Actually getting close. This attack could do it. And it does, and take it away, Bergs!
That is a huge 180 experience.
I could not
Last time I'm going to say that this tournament. So
yep, the last time, so enjoy it while you can. Exactly there, Burgundy. Yep, 180 experience points, 150 gold pieces. Smashy back to the Axe Knight grind.
Now let me circle back here as I see there's a question in chat. So defense breaking, I know we mentioned that term. When your defense points are the same as or higher than an enemy's strength, there's a different attack range that's calculated that results in less damage, and in some cases you take 0 hit points, just a swing and a miss.
For example, on Chromataclysm's side, one of the enemies in Sherlock is the wizard, which has 80 strength, so he'd be defense breaking that enemy if you were to encounter them right now.
Yeah, to give you an idea, even just that one defense point difference, if it were 79, the wizard would be meleeing for 10 to 20 HP. But once it hits that target number of 80, the most damage that a wizard can do is 14, but the range is 0 to 14.
Yep, so it can completely miss on an attack when you're defense breaking enemies like that. Meanwhile, Smashy back to the Hurtmore grind. He is closing in on the 9750. That's another one down at 9396, so he is 354 away. 3 more Axe Knights for Smashy. And then if the numbers are, we'll see what happens at that point if the numbers are good enough to make that dive. 82 MP and 136 HP. Do you make that dive to go after the sword? About to find out once he gets that Hurtmore, and it is good. Here comes level 16 for Smashy, and we'll see if this is enough to make that dive. 2 power, 3, 6, and 5. That's a modest gain. No, that is not enough attack power. Smashy's back to the grind, going for level 17, which will be at 12,000 experience points.
Looks like we're going to 17.
Alright, so Chromataclysm now. He has still not seen Caitlyn, so I don't think. So he doesn't know about the coordinates, or lack of in this case. Cataclysm going for the Armor Knight here, and connects on both Hurtmores. That's another 172 points on the board.
There's a lot Chromataclysm has to find, but now at least has some resources to avoid death for the most part here. And there is the trade-in for the Rainbow Drop. So despite the exploration deficiencies or deficit early on, Chromataclysm the first to get the Rainbow Drop.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. He'd be the first. I mean, Smashy right now is not focused on turning in the Rainbow Drop. Right now he's focused on trying to level up before making the play to Sherlock. And getting bullied by this blue dragon. He's going to try for the Hurtmore. It's about a coin flip to connect, and Chromataclysm misses, so he's going to run away. And out of resources, so Smashy will be death warped back to the castle. Right now, 1,044 points away, and there is Caitlyn for Chromataclysm. So 8 more Axe Knights for Smashy would give him level 17. Yeah, and Tadaro pointing out in chat that experience lead, this might be the biggest experience point lead I've seen in a tournament race. Smashy's a 7,500 points ahead. Wow, that's all I gotta say.
I haven't really tracked the. I don't know if that's a statistic that's necessarily tracked, but it's definitely up there.
Oh, it most certainly is. By the way, Chromataclysm did purchase the Flame Sword, so that's a nice attack power boost for him. Again, now he knows that the sword is indeed in Sherlock. So he's in grind and go mode. The problem is his time is running out again. He is just too far behind in the experience point department, in my opinion, for him to pull this off. It would take some insanely bad luck on Smashy's side for him not to capture the bronze medal here.
Not necessarily insurmountable, but the odds are slimming pretty quick.
Now Chromataclysm sees that same mountainous dead end we saw earlier on Smashy's side. 2 more Axe Knights is what Smashy needs. He needs an Axe Knight and a ghost, if there was a ghost to be found here in Hawksness. Whoops, you've already been there, Chromataclysm. You've already got your rainbow drop. You don't get a second piece of candy from the old man. 1 per customer.
Yep. 1 everlasting gobstopper's all you need.
Exactly. There is level 17 now for Smashy. Let's see if this is the one that'll put him over the top. 11 power, 2 speed, 5 HP, and 1 MP. That 1 MP is not insignificant. That is now 11 heal more. So, decision time for Smashy.
I'm just quickly crunching the numbers here.
If he puts on the Death Necklace, he's looking at about 110 HP, 110 or 111. Odds of getting doubles on
this
that.
Looks like it's go time.
I agree. I think this is go time right now for Smashy. He's in the catbird seat, so he is going to make this play right now, I would imagine. First, he'll heal up, and he's going to heal up in the town of Garen. Chromataclysm finding the freebie cave, and I didn't see what was in it.
It was a set of wings.
Ah, Red Bull for the old man there.
So to answer the question in chat, so currently Smashy has the broadsword. We know that Erdrick's sword is in the castle, so now would be the time to get your guesses in on the pyramid game, by the way. We'll explain that in a moment. But that will add another 20 attack power to make it 128. Then when you add the Death Necklace into the mix, it makes the attack 138. So you'll be looking at a 9 to 19 hit point damage range on the second form of the Dragon Lord.
And that means you're averaging 14. With 11 heal mores, that's 154. You're going to get some more swings in at that. Yeah, the math is there, provided that Smashy rolls at least average. So, yeah, to me, this is the play to go to Sherlock, get your sword. Smashy goes back to the Rainbow Drop Cave, gets his Rainbow Drop, so he'll be on his way. Yeah, the math is definitely there for Smashy to go for it. Put on the Death Necklace and take down the Dragon Lord. Now, the only concerning thing for Smashy is he is 1 defensive point short. It can still deal 51 damage, just to keep in mind. The Dragon Lord can still melee for 51 on Smashy's side.
Okay, and I did say we'd go back to it, so now this seems like a good time. So we refer to the pyramid game as there are 6 treasure chests in the final floor of Sherlock that are somewhat shaped like a pyramid. And because we are fans of the old 80s game show, the $25,000 Pyramid with Dick Clark, we decided to reference those as the same values of the winner's circle. So the lower left chest is the $50 chest, the bottom middle is the $100, the bottom right is $150, the middle left $200, the middle right $250, and the top chest $300. And then the vanilla Erdrick sword location, we refer to that as the judge's table, because it's way out of the way.
And not only that, that's the judge that determines if the clues that we give are acceptable or not, and if we give something that's illegal, we're going to get zapped. Alright, so anyways, people in chat, make your predictions of where the sword is, and for bonus points, if we do see it, of course, where the fairy flute is. So, contestants, for 25,000 gold, here is your first subject. Go! Alright, so we've got a wizard for Smashies. He's trying to make his way down into the first floor of Sherlock. And with those barrier tiles, he will not be taking any damage. And Chromataclysm here in Hawks's is going to do the Axe Knight grind himself, but at this point, it's going to be too little too late for a Chromataclysm. Alright, my predictions. I'm going to say that the Fairy Flute's at the top of the pyramid at 300, and let's be trolly. Sword will be in Judge's table.
There are a lot of people going for Judge's table. That is for sure. Let's see here.
Again, Smashy at 77 DP is not defense breaking any of the Sherlock enemies, so his hope is to get there with all resources intact, but can't run away from that Axe Knight. Smashy, so far, at least on this floor, he's had decent success. No encounters on that floor, so that's going to help out Smashy. And Chromataclysm out of MP is able to escape and is going to try and get some additional enemies before getting Death Warp. Maybe he can get back to town.
Alright, one more dark basement here on basement 6. And now we have seen the light, and Smashy just about 20 or so steps away from the pyramid. But a stone man says no.
Yeah, the stone man, you know, speaking of stone man, we haven't seen any gold men this entire race. They, I guess, wanted to keep all the gold to themselves and not give away 255 gold pieces. Alright, here we go. 150 has gold. 100 has the sword. So if you said the $100 chest, you are a winner.
It would be Cammy and Renikai and Balletta.
Alright, congratulations. So you two get to split the 25,000 gold prize. Meanwhile, Smashy now trying to escape and make it to the chambers of the Dragon Lord to take it down. He still has all 11 Healmores left at his disposal. He wants to hold on to them because he's on the fringe. If he loses one of those Healmores, that's going to make things a little bit more interesting. Man, that Axe Knight is just following Smash. That's 3 steps and that same Axe Knight.
Oh,
that's
man.
crazy. And yeah, Zarnix42 making a good point. If we have a Golem, which is on the Spike Town, that is a distinct possibility. It's going to make things a little bit treacherous for Smashy. It's a 1 in 6 chance. You know what? Give me the Schadenfreude to put a Golem on that Spike Tile.
Yeah, the 6 enemies that can be at one of those spike tiles or guaranteed encounters, are either the Stone Man, the Golem, the Blue Dragon, the Red Dragon, the Axe Knight, or the Armored Knight.
Correct. And man, he's running into all kinds of Stonemen. Oh, and he gets run blocked. He's down to 75 HP, so he's going to have to use an herb.
Meanwhile, Chromataclysm is in Sherlock, and I think is going to be diving for the sword.
And to me, it makes sense. He obviously doesn't have the resources to make the kill to Dragon Lord, but he might have enough to at least get to the sword. Yeah, I saw the red for a moment, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening. But it's an Armor Knight instead.
They're just going to muscle on through this.
Takes it down in 3 shots. Still has 80 HP left. He's going to use his penultimate herb, so I would imagine he's going to go ahead and talk right now. So here we go. All eyes are on Smashy here as the bronze medal is at stake. He says no. Let the fight begin. He is hoping for stop spells, no hurt mores. And he'll go ahead and put on that death necklace. Yep, 111 HP is now what he has, so doubles and stop spell hype there for Smashy. A good start to the fight. Starting off with 27, there's a hurt more, and he only has 1 herb left. So he'll go for the second attack. He's at 57, another hurt more. So things are getting a little bit dicey. 3 shots, and now he wants to get the first strike here. No back attack. Let's see what happens. Does get the first strike, so advantage Smashy starts off with 10. Oh, that's near the minimum. Ooh, chance maybe for a double. 19. He does get a double! 35, so all of a sudden Smashy in a good spot. There's 53, near the maximum. Anywhere between 150 and 165 points. So he was at 53, now he's at 68. There's 14 more for 82. All right, 96. $107 with 5 heal mores left. It's not a guarantee yet for Smash, but he's a big favorite. There's 117.
You don't want to see low rolls coming in now. Unless it's on the Dragon Lord side like that.
130, but nope, he'll get the DL2 breath, so no double there. He's at 130. If he goes min, I think he's guaranteed just about. There's 140. Yeah, he's guaranteed. He is guaranteed no matter what. There's 158, and that is enough! So get your GGs out for Smashy. He is your 3rd place finisher in this year's Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament.
We'll have the official race time in a matter of moments. As the king gives the accolades, the trumpets will sound, and your bronze medal winner will finish with a time of 92 minutes and 23 seconds.
Yep, a very solid performance tonight for Smashy. GG to him, and Chromataclysm, for being the number 28 seed, put up one heck of a fight in this tournament. He's going to be your 4th place finisher in this year's Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament.
Certainly not a bad showing at all.
No, absolutely not, considering, I mean, again, when you're the 28th seed, and you're going up against quite the gauntlet here. I mean, let's take a look at how Chromataclysm got to this point. I mean, Chromataclysm beat Jacquemus Wedge, who had a really good showing in the Swiss rounds here, got knocked out in the first round, and then Chromataclysm, a thrilling 10-second victory against the number 21 seed Seawolf, and then pulling off a major upset against the number 4 seed Sash's Link 2-1 before falling to, right now, finalist Brian Williams. So yeah, he put up a really good fight, and he's definitely a name you want to look out for in perhaps next year's tournament.
I mean, the talent pool of competitors has gotten so just vast. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, you had DK9146, last year's champion. He got upset in the first round. You have perennial top finisher Nest Cardinality, who was upset in the first round.
Yeah, the upsets that happened. This was a crazy tournament here. I mean, you had a lot of early upsets. I mean, you look at the brackets here. You talked about the two finalists from last year both getting trounced in the first round in S Cardinality and DK. Then you had the number 1 seed Angel FM, who I think a lot of people had him pegged probably going to the championship. He ended up losing to Brian Williams, who's now in the championship himself. I mean, you've got Beta Strub, who's another one who performs well in the nightlies. He got trounced in the round of 16. So it just goes to show you just never know what's going to happen in these tournaments. And it's what you alluded to earlier, is that the talent pool in these Dragon Warrior Randomizer contests has grown dramatically, especially over the last couple of years. We're seeing new faces beating down some of the old veterans. And, you always love to see the new talent jump in, have themselves a chance to make noise in the tournament and get to where they are right now. Meanwhile, we do have our bronze medal winner here, Smashy, here in the commentator's booth. GG, congratulations. Things more or less were pretty much on your side. You had the exploration advantage, you had the experience advantage, you found towns first. That gold grind was quite tempting, you avoided it. Chromataclysm went for it twice, and unfortunately for him, failed both times as he just found Erdrick's sword here in Sherlock. But GG to you, Smashy. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. That Sherlock almost turned me into Rye Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I can only imagine. If it was your channel, Bergs, it'd be exclamation point RYH.
Mm-hmm.
More
I'm
or
just
less.
saying, like, okay, just out of the way, I've gotten, like, 8 million encounters. I'm not even halfway through the first floor, and then was alright for a bit, and then I got around to right after where Chromataclysm's going now, this little dinner bell / art / top of the hour / whatever you want to call it, and then it started up again. I'm like, if I get sniped here, I know exactly why.
Now, you were miles and miles and miles ahead of Chromataclysm. You were about 8,000 experience points ahead when you made the dive to Sherlock. Chromataclysm did all he could, to get to the position he was in. He now knows about the Armored Knight on the Spike Tower. He doesn't have the resources to do the fight, as you can see, but I guess he wanted to get there for posterity's sake. We'll see if he decides to finish this off or just wave the white flag. I wonder if he's... Because he only has so few MP. You see, as he runs into a...
I mean, he's got enough for triple heart more.
Yeah, he could get a triple hurt more. Get the ultimate of YOLO mores.
Not anymore.
Nah, forget it. I think what he wants to... Well... I guess he wants to grind on something before taking the death whip. That, to me, seems like it makes the most sense. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
But yeah, I was not confident in my exploration, because I just missed Hawksness for so long. I took, I think I went literally every single direction except the one that had Hawksness, so I kind of felt a bit behind based on that. I know I got the armor super early, but considering that you could outside through Swamp, and really Swamp wasn't super dangerous, I think the limiting thing was just MP, really, because...
Or is he gonna say yes? Is he gonna say yes? Yep, he's gonna say yes. All right, we get the
half the world.
All right, he knows that he has been beat, so that's gonna be the white flag for Chromataclysm. So at least we got to see that for once, because we don't get to see that very often in tournament races, Burgundy. But give it up for Chromataclysm. Put up a good effort tonight. Took some chances that unfortunately just didn't pay off for him. But again, tremendous tournament for Chromataclysm, finishing in 4th place out of a field of 31, 32 competitors here in the bracket stages. So, GG to him.
Yeah, see, he did gold grind. I was actually thinking that I should have gotten Flame Sword and Silver Shield, because we were just so MP starved that I think you saw me swinging at the Knights. I kind of wish I could have swung at more stuff, Because Swamp was going to be an excellent grind, except the Red Dragon really isn't doable without at least a Flame Sword. So instead, you just had to take that long walk to Hawksness, die, and just over and over.
I'm chuckling, Smashy, because we talk about the perfect bid and how enemies perfect bid you to your death. Well, you perfect bid the Dragon Lord to his death. You had 158. You needed 158.
Geez, I know how much I can sell this bronze medal for.
Right. Good performance there tonight. We got Chromataclysm waiting here. We'll get him in just a moment.
Yeah, like I know, it felt like I had some good moves early on, like that fairy water grind, and then just taking out all those warlocks. And Top of Grave actually wasn't too bad because I did get a bunch of wizards in there before I realized, oh wait a second, there's 2 enemies with DL2 and there's stone map here. I probably got a bit lucky, and I should probably go cut my losses and take these fairy water and go smite some enemies with some holy hand grenades or something. And the warlocks wound up being really good for that. And then that led me to poking out and finding the armor and eventual hurt more. And like the start was good, and then it just turned into a gigantic slog, and I was not feeling very confident. So I guess Chromatic just had an even worse slog.
Oh, I just heard what I needed to hear. My start was awful. And I did not even consider grinding fairy water. I grinded like literally everything else. Like that was definitely the play in the beginning. I spent a
I
long
didn't do
time
that
on
at
like
first.
level 1 and 2.
I gained a few levels off of just punching out. I think it was mostly punching out ghosts. And then after a little bit, I went to do the top 3 in Grave, and it's off of that I did the fairy water grind, and those kind of got me to hurt more. And I tried to take off from there. I took off a little bit, and then the MP just didn't come, which sucks when you get early hurt
Oh,
more.
it was awful. It was awful. I was so dedicated to finding a town, and I didn't check. I didn't compare our death count. I have a feeling mine was probably higher though. Just a hunch. Y'all can let me know.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's very unfortunate there, Chromataclysm. You did the gold grind early in hopes that you might find a town near, but the problem was it was just one of those seeds where there was a lot of distance to cover just to find your first town, and then luck happens to happen on your side. The first town you find ends up being Hawksnest. But yeah, I mean, any other given race, that gold grind might have worked out for you, but tonight just wasn't your night.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about it. This seed with the way I played it combined for just not the best night. And sometimes they go that way. Every now and then, in a casual race, you'll get one of these where you just say, okay, well, next time will be better. And that's fine.
So in taking a look at the statistics here, would you believe that you both had the same amount of deaths?
Well, I just told you I wouldn't. So I'm shocked. That's awesome.
You both had 16.
Well, I think part of it was you still had I think 2 levels to grind. And what I did was I just went to Hawksness, beat up the Axonite there as much as I could, and then died. So I had a bunch of deaths on the grind.
Yeah. I really only did the Hawksnest grind for 1 cycle, and I think that was a huge mistake. Like in most of the other seeds where I've done well, I feel like prioritizing grinding out levels is usually the way to go. But I figured I want any edge I can in grinding out those levels. So it goes. But yeah, seems like the grind was the way to go for sure, especially with the Axe Knight.
Well, that was after I'd already pretty much 100% the overworld. So at that point, I was just in grind and go.
Nice. Yeah, probably a solid 15 minutes ahead of my pace though at that point. I'm just guessing that early game ended up making a huge difference and our slog ended up pretty similar. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Only 16 deaths I just saw in the chat. Wow. I'm not hearing anybody.
We can hear you.
Is Discord being Discord again?
I guess so. Yeah, I wasn't hearing anybody for a bit.
But yeah, I think what will be interesting. Does anybody have a comparison of when they got armor? When we both got armor, because I think once you got through swamp, that just got you so much stuff in one go that really I think between going through swamp and then finding Hawksness, that was pretty much all the stuff on the overworld, and everything else was just pretty much just filler except going north to find your trade-ins. So
Wow.
yeah, that explained it, not having that armor. Yeah, there have been a lot of times where I have missed out on an easily accessible armor for most of the race, and yeah, that alone, just armor provides so many benefits that alone can sometimes just horribly swing a race.
Yeah, I was hoping to get something good out of the out of Hawksness, and then Silver Harped. Oh well. It was cool getting across the swamp though, and suddenly, okay, here's what I've been looking for. Here's what I've been looking for this whole time. Whoa. 30 plus minutes earlier, says Zarnax. Wow. That's a pretty significant find there. Yeah. I don't know that I got much more to say about it. That's sounds like it was pretty straightforward, pretty clear cut. We had figured out earlier. Some of us who made it to these later brackets ended up with a ton of losses. This is my 8th in the tournament, so I'm I somehow made it this far, not based on win-loss record necessarily, just based on a couple of close calls, luck of the draw. But in spite of all that, it's been really cool. Glad to be a part of it. It was a good introduction to the game, and congrats to Smashy, Brian and Tillo. Exciting stuff there. Yeah, I am counting my play-in race as a win, Zarnax. But yeah, I think I'm gonna duck out and get to some other stuff. Thanks everybody for everything.
Great performance from you this year, Chromataclysm, and we hope to see you again for the next one.
All right, thanks. See y'all.
And again, GG to you, Smashy, for your third place finish in this year's tournament. I know we'll see you again in next year's tournament, but GG on a very, very, very fantastic tournament for you this year. I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap things up here on RPG Limit Break. Burgundy, do you have any final thoughts before I take us out?
No, this has certainly been. I mean, I was gonna say this is my last chance to say anything here until next tournament or Winter League or whatever the case may be. This has certainly been an interesting tournament, and I'm curious to see what is coming down the pike for the next release, version 3.0. We've certainly seen a lot of fun with the alpha versions. This is, as you've seen, a very frustrating game at times, but it certainly has its interesting moments, and I'm glad to be able to bring them to you here among the various networks.
Yeah, same here, Burgundy. This is my second year doing coverage of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament. I do want to thank everybody in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer community for having me back again this year. It's been a lot of fun. I hope to be back again next year. So just a couple things I want to talk about before we call it a night here. I do want to remind you that tomorrow night here on the same bat time, the same bat channel, we have got Game 2 of the Grand Championship between Brian Williams 42 and Tilo Tilo. If a third game is necessary, it will be held Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern, also here on RPG Limit Break. So, on behalf of our racers tonight, Smashy and Chromataclysm, please make sure you give them both a follow. For our restreamer, Math Girl 718, for our tracker, Camion Reno Kai, and for my commentator partner, Furon Burgundy, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. We will see you again tomorrow night for Game 2 of the Grand Finals. So long, everybody.